Welcome. Thank you so much for getting to the mat with me. Congratulations. This would be a great practice for some to have a chair or something to support during standing quad stretch perhaps. Also during some of our lunges, you might find that helpful. Also, this is a practice where I'm intentionally not taking us onto our hands in dog series and so on. So it's great for people who might have things going on in the wrist and the shoulders. If you want to throw a dog series in the middle of our two warrior series, right and left, you feel free. Thank you for joining me. Let's start at the front of the mat in Mountain Tadasana. Feet planted, hip width apart. And starting with hands in prayer, eyes closed, gaze turned up and in towards your third eye. Lightly connecting the tip of your tongue at the roof of your mouth. This says, I'm awake. I am here in my practice. Softening the base of the tongue, throat, and neck says, I'm not striving. There's no goal, nothing to achieve. Finding integrity in each pose. Adding ujjayi, throat contraction, to create that whooshing wind or ocean wave sounding breath. Observing 3 breaths with awareness as they rise and settle in your body, finding the gap between each one. Igniting a root and rise in your body, a sense that you're not just standing on the earth, but pushing it away and rising up through the crown. And now drawing your hands down into jet airplane. Shoulder heads rotate down the back and palms face forward. On the next inhale, sweeping out and up, slowly observing what's in your shoulders and back today. Exhaling out and down. Find the gap and continue inhaling up and exhaling down. And placing the hands on your hips, please step back with your left foot and join me in pulsing the knee towards the floor and straightening it. So we're allowing some, I hope, good stretch through the quadricep and knee. If you're feeling any pain, obviously back off or adjust. Good. You can also deepen your lunge stance to get that nice stretch going. And the next time you're headed down with the knee, bring it all the way to the floor if you can. Reaching the arms up, send the heart and hips forward. And a long inhale. I hope you can feel the stretch into your low abdomen. And then on the exhale, bring that left arm down and take another big breath in. The head and vision are wherever the neck finds ease. Returning those hands and then moving to Ragdoll, both feet front of the mat. Letting that head just hang, decompressing the spine with gravity. On your inhale, drop the butt to root and rise with a nice straight spine. Exhaling, resolve in prayer hands. Hands on hips, taking the right leg back into our high lunge or crescent lunge, and slowly dipping that right knee towards the earth. And you might just go a few inches, you might go almost or even to a touchdown, up to you. But please honor what your body has to say today, not your brain. Nice ujjayi breath, nice relaxed gaze and tongue. And then next dip, settle that knee onto the floor. Send the hips forward, the heart and hands up. Deep breath. And then slowly reaching that right hand down and back, and gather another deep inhale. Expanding that breath. And returning with both arms up and folding to Ragdoll, front of the mat. This time on our ascent upward, we're going to pause in chair. So inhaling, drop the butt and hold. Now you might be in a high chair or real low. I always invite the arms forward rather than up to keep my neck in ease. Would you like a little balance challenge, lifting the heels? Hello. Soft gaze, soft tongue, abiding breath. Inhaling, root and rise, big glute squeeze forward. Exhaling, bring those hands down behind the hips in kind of fists like so. And we're just going to do almost like a little camel pose standing. So work those shoulder heads and elbows towards each other. Send the pelvis up, forward, and the heart up. A deep breath. Invitation to reach the right hand up. Again, you might look down towards the floor to the left. And switch. Left arm up. Make sure those glutes are staying engaged. One more. Right arm up. You might counter reach through the left. And switch. Returning prayer hands. One full breath. Front body, back body, side body. Then stepping sideways on your mat in 5-pointed star. Feet are wide in our straddle. If it hurts your ankles, adjust and come inward. Fingers actively reaching out. We know that this position in and of itself is wonderful for mood, so just feel if you feel more joyful or lightened or present here. And then slowly bring those hands to hips and begin lunging side to side. We don't do this action very much in daily life, and it has a wonderful way of balancing out some of the imbalances in our muscles and our partnering muscle groups. So notice what's happening. You can go slower, faster. Make sure that the foot of the straightening leg is deeply planted and rooted. Then, if you'd like, join me in counter reaching. So as I push with my left leg, I'm going to reach my left arm all the way over to the right. And then I'm going to switch. And again, this might be slow. You might be really speeding it up because that's how you feel today. You can also begin to extend the other arm behind you in what I call a counter reach. And you might be feeling this in your waistline. You might be feeling it in your legs and butt. If you're feeling anything in your neck, adjust. Make it easy there. A few more. And we're going to see if you can come all the way down to the floor. If that's too awkward, don't. Just stay up high with the thighs and kind of join us in reaching. And then all the way to the other side. Adding sighing breaths anytime you like. And returning to center, bring those feet in a little bit to be comfortable. And invitation for Yoga Mudra. So in this position, you might enjoy adding a strap or a scarf. You could, of course, also do this standing. Right? Find your version. And when you are ready to come up, you might provide some support. Walk those feet in a little bit, and we'll come into our standing thread the needle. So I'm going to cross the right arm across the body and clasp the left hand about the elbow. If you go higher, you're just not going to get what we want you to get. Ideally, you're feeling a stretch here through the shoulder, Maybe also into your upper back as you try and direct breath there. One more. Good. And let's switch. Left arm across, arm is straight. I'm not hugging. And I'm pressing. We don't care how close our arm gets to the body. We are seeking the stretch. Deep breath. Is this side different? What does it want you to know? And releasing. Returning to the front of the mat for our warrior flow. Hands in prayer. Standing crane, left knee lifts. Yoga toes. We're peeling those toes back away from the ball of the foot. Exhaling, step back to your crescent lunge, or if you prefer warrior one, that left foot flat, hips turned forward. Please begin with our arms down in jet airplane. Feel that powerful open heart. Deep breath. Raise the arms straight out to the sides, gathering a deep breath here. Raise the arms up. Whatever angle feels good and doesn't bother the neck. Deepen breath. Exhaling, resolving to warrior two. Virabhadrasana two, back foot plants 90 degrees. My body is flat like it's between two panes of glass, reaching from heart out through the hands, perhaps platter hands. Letting breath rise and settle and influence our shape. You might rotate your head to look out beyond that back hand. Any organic movements that your body asks for, please listen. Inhaling, exalted warrior. Straighten that front leg. Reach firmly up towards the heavens. Take the head where the neck is in ease. I like looking down towards the mat to the left. And as you breathe, feeling the breath in that side body, let the inhale bring you out of your stretch a little bit. And then exhale, deepen back, reaching a few more inches along the ceiling. And then exhaling, slowly forward lateral stretch, elbow to thigh for starters, shoulder heads anchor. Inhaling, stretch that left side of your body by extending the left arm out beyond the head. Again, make it organic. Find your version. And we're going to return to our mountain stance from here, unless you prefer to move through a dog series. So bringing hands to hips once more, come onto the ball of the back foot. And as you return to your mountain stance, I challenge you to go as slow as you can and really feel the muscles working in that front leg. Slowly landing with both feet. Standing crane, right leg lifting. Yoga toes curling open. Long inhalation, exhaling, step back, crescent lunge, or warrior one with the foot flat. And it's just slightly turned out to the right. Arms down in our jet airplane, feeling that activation through the upper back and inviting the neck to be soft. And next breath, raising those arms straight out to the side. I like to think of this as a big hug position. And rising up. Exhaling, opening to Virabhadrasana 2. Back foot is 90 degrees, front foot straight forward, adjusting the stance until that front knee is directly over the heel. Arms reach out from the heart, perhaps platter hands. And we observe breath rising and settling, finding the gap. Hello, thighs. One more breath. You've got it. Inhaling, exalted warrior. Root and reach through that left hand. Take the neck into ease and explore some breaths here. Allowing the inhale to bring you more upright and leaving you room to reach back a little bit. You should never feel compressed in that back rib cage or waistline. Always lifting. One more long inhalation and then exhaling, flowing forward, elbow to thigh, lateral stretch. Draw that right shoulder back directly over the left before opening your reach out beyond your head. Think about trying to bring your right arm a little behind your ear. We don't care if it ever gets there. That's just the direction that'll bring us into a wonderful stretch. Breathing, noticing. And exhaling, you'll return up, hands on hips, and coming onto the ball of the back foot. That's a wonderful transition and challenge unto itself. Make sure the hip bones are straight forward. And then ever so slowly shifting your weight into that front leg. And returning. Mountain stance. Bringing those hands to prayer moment. Notice what you've created. And then once again, open up into your straddle. We're going to, actually it's not a full straddle, just kind of legs wide, because we're going to come into our goddess squat or stretch. If this doesn't feel good to you because of the knee bend or something, then maybe you want to hang out in that initial pose of the straddle with the kind of hug arms. Otherwise, goddess pose, I'm going to start with hands in prayer and just explore the lunge. And when I find that place that feels like an edge, but that I can say yes to, I'm going to add those arms out into kind of goal posts, our goddess pose. This is a wonderful pose for centering, for emptying stagnant energy and stress and kind of clutter that we've been carrying around in our body. So really deepen your breath. Ujjayi. Little balance challenge coming onto the balls of the feet. Neck remains soft. Gaze is soft. And release. Bring those feet in. Might roll out ankles. And please pause in your mountain stance here. Notice your heart rate. Notice your temperature. And before you re-enter the flow of life off the mat, use this moment of deep connection, body, mind, and spirit, to set any intention. Thank you so much for joining me here. See you soon. Namaste.